Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players as always. As we can, Jesus Christ, my PC is going fucking weird. I literally just paid also for to have my PC optimized, have it like all the programs sorted out and everything updated and reinstalled, and well, hopefully it will be fine now. So sorry that we're 6 minutes in, apparently. Yes, hello and welcome everyone. As we carry on with our Rogue Trader game. So in the last episode, well, actually, someone said they can't remember what's been going on, so we'll go back a bit. So, as our newest, bluest friend was introduced to the people of Izmir, they decided to play some tricks upon her by gluing her to a seat, which she then broke and removed said glue and sticks and crap from her olive green armor. The people of Izmir have kind of gotten used to the weird mutant creature that is Cooney. Even though they have not seen her features, they have seen her weird shaped armor and cloven hooves. The hunters of Izmir decided to go out and to sacrifice one of themselves yet again to try and bring back some meat for the community, returning much sooner and in the same numbers as when they left to inform the leaders of the community, Cray and Heinrich, that a large group of Shadowkin were approaching Izmir. The group hastily set up some barricades, or more precisely, they dumped some rocks on the ground and set up a meeting for the Shadowkin. The Shadowkin officer was acting incredibly weird, and when Anus, the foreman and spokesperson for the Izmirians, attempted to communicate with the Shadowkin officer, it didn't go how it normally goes at all. And as one of the Izmirians attempted to give the Shadowkin officer a gift to appease him, he decided to shoot the Izmirian in the back. Somehow he survived, and combat ensued.
Strong. Jesus Christ.
After the combat had started, the Shadowkin officer very quickly fell to the superior firepower of the Imperium, with a little bit of help from the Tau, I guess. The tide began to turn as
I think it was all Mechanicus, actually.
No, it probably was a lot to do with the Tau, but no, shush, we don't tell the Tau that. As the I got some numbers wrong because the sheets are done differently to Dark Heresy. As the as the Shadowkin officer fell, the rest of the Shadowkin skirmishers engaged, and the tide had very much turned. Only one of the Izmirians ended up dying, and a number of the Shadowkin skirmishers perished. But before the end of the battle, something unseen and unheard of in the Tau Empire, Shadowkin officer stood back up, and a Nurglin appeared from out of his neck hole. The Nurglin, controlling the Shadowkin like a meat sentinel, began observing the battlefield and making its way closer towards the Izmirians, vomiting on poor Anus, who took some damage, and like most who saw this warp abomination, began throwing up quite grievously. The rest of the part of the Imperial Party 2, a lot of them began to vomit and feel quite ill at the sight of this egregious little warp abomination.
Yes.
The party did eventually kill the Nurglin, and the Izmirians killed what was left of the Shadowkin, and we get to our point right now, where the enemy are dead. The battle has just ended. For those of you who were throwing up, you are still throwing up and retching and heaving. As the abomination has popped, it has returned to the immaterium, but the effects of its Nurgle pestilence remains. For those who are up and able to look around, so this would be Heinrich, Cray, and not Cooney. Sorry, I think you've still got like 3 rounds of retching and heaving.
I had just passed the a round, so I'm 2 rounds still.
Okay.
I have a total.
You've still got like 12 seconds, give or take, of like inside your mask, your helmet, which is fucking terrible. So currently your vomit is sloshing around in your mask, which has got to be even worse. But, you know, you wear a full-face helmet. It's your fault. Your problem. You know, perhaps you're now, you know, taking off your mask to try and empty out the vomit. Who knows? But for Heinrich and Cray, you are able to freely look about the battlefield. Heinrich, you did notice something before. I'm not going to remind you of nothing, but you did notice something before.
I know what it is.
Okay. Cray, you have not noticed. However, you may both do a perception test. Obviously, Cray is not here right now. He is in spirit, but not in, you know, physicality. So you may both do a awareness check if you would like. There is a...
We regen all our fate points, don't we?
Yes, you do. There is a plus 20, a minus 10. So you get a plus 10 overall to your awareness checks. Haha. Okay.
Look, I actually passed. Holy shit, we both passed.
Yeah, I was actually expecting no one to pass, but you know. So I have done some dice rolling on behind the scenes. So Heinrich, as you scan the battlefield, you also know more what to look for. So I was going to give you an extra plus 10. So you technically get 2.4 degrees of success as well.
So good.
So this is more for Cray. Cray, as you scan over the battlefield, perhaps looking for enemies, perhaps looking for loot, or perhaps you see the shit, what color was it? It's technically it's golden, but there we go, it's brass. So you see the twinkle in the sunlight of something brass in the distance upon a tree. It stares at you, Cray, as it got so it rolled a 99 when the Nurglin appeared. It rolled a 45 in the middle of the battle, and it rolled a natural 2 at the end of the battle. So, Cray, you notice something that is clearly mechanical in nature. I would ask you to roll an Adeptus Mechanicus law to see if you recognize what this is. It doesn't matter because it recognizes you. You have a sorry, I'm gonna have to get your character sheet up again.
A week before it hunts you down.
Sadly no. You have a locator matrix mechanical implant. Now this is the implant that has allowed Cray to build a digital map inside of his head of the planet that they're currently on. As he moves around the map, he's able to add in the topography and so forth, and to extend this map in his mind. He's then able to translate that. I mean, he does need to buy cartography as a trade skill to draw a map for the rest of the group to use. This creature also has an auger array and a number of cognite adaptions installed into it. Prey, you are given a data package. In this data package, there is a binaric encoded message, as well as a what is not a topograph? I literally said it. So you're given coordinates. Coordinates are downloaded in this data package as this creature opens its wings and takes to the sky. Now, Heinrich, you can roll your Rogue Trader lore. You do get a +10 because you can clearly visibly see it. And you've noticed it twice to see if you know the exact what it is.
Well, I would know it's a cyber familiar, similar to like the one we saw in the valley, right?
Yes. This is to see if you know the
the exact.
Yeah.
So Rogue Trader.
Yes.
Okay.
With a +10.
Give me 2 seconds while I try to find that. Where the hell did it go? There it is. Rogue Trader +10. Watch it fuck up. Oh fuck, it didn't. Okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay, with a 31. With 3 degrees of success. So Heinrich, you've seen one of
tells you what you rolled now. Holy shit.
You've seen one of these before. You can decide whereabouts you saw it, if it was with a magus that your family had known, or if it was on a rogue trader. It's a grapple hawk.
Oh. Hang on, grapple hawk.
Yes. They are more specifically used by the Skatari. More importantly, Skatari bounty hunters, who are enforced with going after individuals that the Adeptus Mechanicus wishes to capture. You may know that Skatari use them. You would also 100% know that rogue traders quite like to use them as objects of, fancy, and cyber familiars. Not psi familiars, but cyber. Although they can be made into psi familiars if you are a cyber.
Anything can be made into a psi familiar, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, pretty much. Cray, you already know this from seeing the creature and the fact that in the transmission that is directed straight into your brain, it tells you Grapple Hawk Familiar 117000246 Alpha B of Adeptus Mechanicus personnel. Coordinates, it gives you a longitude and a latitude. But it then takes off, giving no other information or data. But it does give you a meeting place. The meeting place is close to the Rogue Trader monolith. Your internal map hasn't filled in that exact location, but you can see it is no more than a couple of hours away from the Rogue Trader monolith that your party had visited quite some time ago. Cooney, about 12 seconds have passed. You You don't see the grapple hawk take off, but you have had a chance to empty your visor and, you know, maybe clear out some of the vomit, you know.
I'll spend a few minutes just doing that.
So you're removing your helmet, to fully removing it to clear out.
I will fully remove the helmet.
Okay. Okay, hang on. I need to do some rolls.
I won't try to hide my face. By the way,
You have been hiding your face this entire time. Just to remind you, no one has seen your face.
Oh no! I know that entirely. It's just that when she does remove it, when I do remove the helmet, I'm not going to try to hide myself. It's just I always wear a helmet. It's more along those lines.
So the Muttermouth is going to roll with a minus because he wouldn't particularly be looking back. Yeah, he doesn't see. And then Thomas would probably get a +10 because he would be looking, because, you know, Cray and technology and, you know, okay, Thomas has noticed. And then I need to do the Izmirians, who they're going to have a negative because they're technically celebrating a great victory and running over to help Anus, their glorious hero, who's currently got maggots all over him that are biting and the Izmirians. Oh, I think the Izmirians do have a fortune point between the entire group of them. Okay, so the Izmirians get a minus. Well, minus 20. They're not exactly the most observant, and, you know, like I said, they've just killed a load of people. They're not really going to be staring at Anus. I'm sorry, Anus, you're getting a minus 30. You're currently like shaking maggots off of you, and you were down throwing up as well. So, you know. Okay, so it's technically only Thomas has seen your hideous monstrosity of a face. And it is, you know, it might not be for a towel, but to them it fucking is.
We've seen cow people. There's a level of uncanny valley there that's worse.
Look, Cooney could be very attractive for a towel, yet to humans and to the fetids and to the, you know, that's the first time they've seen a face with a slit in the middle of it, you know? It's like, hideous.
Probably half of the fuckers down there have a fucking scar across their face from just trying to pork the wrong cousin.
Yeah, you know, blue complexion, there's a hole in their forehead, you know, that's...
It's not a hole, it's a Y slit.
I mean, it's a hole. Like, what do you call nostrils? They're a hole in your face.
No, but it's not a hole. You don't. Even though you call your mouth a hole, it's more of a slit too.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
See, the Slanesh flowing through you agrees with me.
Ugh.
I've never said I wasn't a degenerate. It's not as degenerate as you. So, the battle is over. How would you like to proceed?
All right. I going to try and organize the Izmirians into gathering up all the gear and make sure this guy gets his fucking spear back. He threw it like an imbecile.
Sure. I will organize the Izmirians into wounded and non-wounded, because that will be important for later.
Yep. I'm not letting them just pick everything off the bodies. So I'm literally like, kind of getting them to drag the bodies and move them into like an area where I can just like gather all the stuff and like bit by bit take the gear and everything else. They're not just immediately grabbing whatever they want and then fucking off with it. Otherwise, they're going to get yelled at,
Sure.
possibly beaten.
Sure. They will gather the stuff up and dump it off in a pile. They grab their fallen comrade, dump his corpse over there.
That's pretty successful. If only one dies, isn't it?
Yeah, I was quite surprised that only one died. I expected most of them to die, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But the luck
See?
of the
It's just
I was very unlucky.
successful than the fucking usual hunts.
It is. You do notice that some of them do seem to be looking as if they're going to, like, you know, carve up the bodies for meat, but you know. The Nurgling goes back into the Immaterium. Demon bodies do not stay in the material realm. Demon weapons very rarely stay in the material realm either, unless for some reason the Chaos Gods allow the weapon to remain as a temptation.
Hold on. Do the maggots count as part of the Nurgling, or are they just, maggots? Since they came from the water, do they poof out too, or do they stay?
It's
technically,
I think they actually stay.
Technically, they are minor demons of Nurgle because they are maggots. They're living creatures from the warp. It's questionable. I'm saying they do stay. So Anus was, you know, crushing them, wiping them off his body. They wouldn't be normal maggots. So, like, you know, they would have, like, again, like the fish, they'd have uvulars, they'd be screaming and, you know, warpy style maggots. But they don't last long. You know, once they're popped, they too disappear back into the Immaterium. Yeah, it's a difficult one because then also, like, Nurgle's plagues would just disappear immediately, but they don't. They hang around and infect more people, and you know.
I mean, it makes
the
sense
grey
for the
area.
plague because they're infecting people with the maggots. They're not touching anything. Do they eventually just go away?
They would eventually go away because rules are written. Demons have to cause damage to someone every turn or attack someone every turn in order to stay because of warp instability or some shit like that.
They have to be able to, you know, create the energy they need to survive.
So they would disappear after a while if they were just left on the ground. But it was one attack. Anus has kind of, you know, squashed a lot of them, and you know, they disappear after a while. Let's put it that way.
That's fair. It's just a curiosity.
No, it's fair enough. Because technically in fantasy, Nurgle's diseases are actually seen as tiny demons, like tiny little demons, and that's how they're able to cure them using magic and holy shit. In 40k, they're still seen as viruses, but technically they're a mixture of in between. So,
I mean, magic and holy magic.
But in fantasy, yes. In
magic provided by the gods. Same thing, still magic.
Let's not go down this road. So, as the loot is gathered up, you gain for yourselves 14 salvaged las guns with pistol grips. So technically, these are las gun pistols. Is enjoyable. You gain 15 short cleavers. You gain 15 thick rags. You gain 1 salvaged hand cannon. You gain 1 guard knife. You gain 1 guard sword. You gain 1 set of composite armor. You gain 1 hand vox. 10 hand cannon rounds, or additional rounds, and 1 purple crystal pendant. Heinrich and Cray have seen this purple crystal before. It is all in the chat. You just have to scroll up past Anus's willpower check, and you'll see I put it all in chat for you to copy and paste. It also has all the stats and everything down as well. The las guns only have 1 las pack in each one. They do not have any spare mags. Most of the mags are going to be at least half used, but Craig can charge them back up when he's back at the Archaeotech site. 1 of the las guns did explode, so that's why you've only got 14 of them.
Okay.
No, these are, they've
specs.
only got 10 clips in each one, much like the other las guns, las packs that you got last time. So all the Shadowkin stuff is all fucked. They've been putting them into fires to recharge them. They've been, yeah, really badly abused.
Oh boy. When do we get to the point where we can charge Albi on the fire if we're really desperate?
I mean, at any time, really. If you go to the Ecclesiarchy, they may burn him for you, you know.
Oh boy. Okay.
He's even wearing red. He might even actually burn very fast.
Yeah, see?
Far
Yeah, we
too
don't have to
orky
burn
for
well. All
me.
you have to do is charge up.
It's far too orky for my liking.
That's why the Blood Angels have a really fast tank. It doesn't actually have an engine. It just has a little orc that pushes some gears and goes, wee!
They ride it like they stole it.
That's the Blood
right, so
Ravens.
these guys...
Same thing.
So these guys up here are wounded?
Yes. So Anus has lost 2 HP. You gain some more other stuff as well. You have 1 that's missing 6 HP, 1 that's missing 5, and 1 that's missing 6. So
Anus only lost 2, really?
yeah, Anus only lost 2.
Fucking hell.
So it was the fact that he saw the Nurgling that put him into like a 5-turn fucking stun or a 7-turn stun.
Oh yeah.
And then he got vomited on. Oh, but his armor has also been damaged because the vomit attack is corrosive.
Oh yeah, that's right. So his armor's basically gone because it only provided 1 armor, didn't it?
I believe so. I will double check.
Because the rest of the armor came from his mutation. Tough
Yeah,
skin.
he's got scaly skin, leathery skin rather. Oh no, his armor actually does provide 2 primitive, whereas everyone else's I believe is 1. He's got 2 to everywhere. So his
that's because of the mutation. One from the armor, 1 from the mutation.
No. He's very specifically got 2 AP from his armor and then 1 from his mutation, giving him 3 in total.
Fair enough.
Because I gave him his own character sheet, and I figured he should have, armor everywhere. A normal Ismerian Bloodskinner doesn't have armor. Hang on, I'll bring it up now. Come on, load up. They have 1 armor everywhere from their armor, and then 1 because of their leathery skin.
Okay.
So yeah, he's got 1 extra armor because he's the foreman. He's special. The composite armor is advanced armor, and you can see in the chat it's 2 to the arms, 3 to the body, and 3 to the legs.
There's 1 of those that came off the captain?
Yes. The officer, yeah.
Officer, yeah. Okay. I think I have composite armor. Does anyone else need composite armor, or
You should have one because you have killed a officer before.
Yeah, I do have composite armor. The only thing I don't have is a helmet.
One of you two should definitely get it. I don't need it.
What does Albie have?
I can let you know now.
So I'm not looking underneath these robes because
has... Frey has... God, he's got so many weapons.
Good. Like you should.
He has... Maybe he also has composite armor. Oh my god, there's so much shit in his list. Where hang on. Scrap automatic cybernetic arm slicer. He has... Jesus Christ. I don't know. I can see from his just look at his arm. He's got 3 AP everywhere but the head. He must have a composite armor as well.
Yeah, it must be composite then.
I will double check because I'll go through it again.
It's all good. Like it's a case of we can just take it for later. But okay.
He has a poo sausage, which is kind of scary. Oh yeah, that's from the herd beast when he was trying to make gunpowder. He buried it somewhere in town. I remember now.
It's still there. Don't forget he pissed on it to get ammonia.
Yep. He has a flak coat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you did also fight the pirate faction before.
Yeah. Saltpeter, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poop is buried in the town. It's in one of the wee corners. I think we actually put the livestock pen over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask some of the non-wounded Izmirians to go in and get the cart? So we just like throw the stuff in the back of the cart and wheel it in.
To Gavin, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I believe the first episode was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a while. Yeah, we're still with these little inbreds.
Yeah. We did have a hiatus at because of work and other things. I go on holiday for a month. It's been like 2 years. Jesus Christ. So I'll take you over to this map just so you can see the Izmirians can definitely get your cart, but again you're actually like 320. You're 320 meters away from town, so
Yeah, we're not that far. It's more for the sake of like I don't want these guys running off with our fucking loot. I know they help, but still.
Yeah, sure. They can bring the herd beast over, and you can add it to the cart. Who's taking the purple crystal? Or are you taking the purple crystal pendant?
Was the crystal purple crystal was the really fucky one, wasn't it?
I mean, it was 2 years ago that you
yeah, the last time I saw that was 2 years ago. Not 2 years ago, a year ago. Hang on.
Technically, no, I shouldn't say this. Never mind. No metagame for me.
Heinrich, this is a crystal that you and the others were mining in the slave camp, which is a few miles north east of you.
I will grab it, but I don't want to touch it to my skin. I'll make sure it's like I'll wrap it up like.
It is on a pendant, so it does have a chain to it. But as you're checking over the officer, the armor's been removed, his hand cannon's been removed, and you notice obviously the Rogue Trader emblem, the house family and all of that, this fucked up uniform that he's wearing. And you see this really odd, it's not a chain, it's more of a really crappy piece of rope, string, cord, but it looks newer. It definitely doesn't look as dirty and old as his uniform. And as you remove it, you can see the crystal hanging there. You know you've seen that color, and there's a crack going through it, which is odd, very odd, because the crack looks new. Like as you pull it off of his chest, some shards of the crystal are laying on his chest.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some scrap leather or something like that, wrapping it up so that shit's not touching my skin. Okay. So I'll when I'm doing this, I'm trying to organize the Izmirians into gathering shit to throw back to town. I'm looking over at Cray and the Shadowkins seem to have at least traded with the pirates at once. At some point. Remember that? I show him the crystal and everything else. I realize he's looking at me judgingly. Fuck, they will know they are killed. What? Smash the thing. Part of me wants to keep it just for the sake of finding out more about it, like how the hell it calls its effects and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't exactly blame you. Right. I'll listen to the advice of Cray, and I'll set it down and let him smash it or anything like that. It's still covered up in the little cloth and everything else, but I'll put it down. Ask him if he wants to, if he wants to break it. I'll get back to organizing the Izmirians to carry my stuff. Get back there, get my loot. I'm also going to copy that into the cart sheet. If I can remember where the hell it is. There it is.
By all means. And now you also know what the they had a box on them, or a hand box anyway, a short range walkie-talkie.
14. Pistol grip. The pistol grip, is that the one that allows them to hold it in one hand, or is it the one that literally turns it into a pistol?
It literally turns it into a pistol.
Fucking hell. So basically we have a carbine.
Yeah, basically. Right.
Yeah. 15 short cleavers?
Yes.
Short cleavers. Okay, the las guns and the armor and stuff like that, I'm kind of worried about just handing out to everyone. But I will let the Izmirians grab some of the cleavers, see what they think. Every so often I'll lift one up, hand it to them, and think, ooh, do some chopping motions, and I'll mimic testing the weight and in front of them, and then do a couple of test swings and tell them try that out. What do you think? At least I'll try and get Mothermouth to translate it for me.
Are you providing the cleavers to the Izmirians? Is that what you are trying to imply?
I'll hand a few of them out. A few of the ones that did well during the fight, I'll make sure that they oh yes, try this. Ooh, what do you think? Good? Better than spear? Maybe? Better than skinning knife? Ah. Choppy. Because they are fucking strong.
For the sake of my soul, the Izmirians have claimed all the short cleavers. The Izmirians now have short cleavers as a weapon in there. Because otherwise I'm I've got to make some of them now have short cleavers. No. They have short cleavers now.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm thinking like we actually whip some of these guys into like a miniaturized militia or something. So actually, some of them can actually wear the armor and use the short cleavers and spears and whatever.
Yep, by all means. You can do with the Izmirians pretty much whatever you want. The Bloodskinners are the hunters, but they're also the fighters as well. So the Bloodskinners now have short cleavers added to their equipment list rather than a knife. You know?
Yeah, rather than the basic skinny knife. Makes sense. I mean, it's a massive improvement. The knife was what 1d5 primitive.
Yes.
This is 1d10 pen 1 primitive.
Yeah.
Like that's a massive fucking step up.
Oh yeah, their knives. I also fucked up there because it's not 1d5 plus 3. It's 1d5. It is just 1d5.
It's how it's written in the book. It doesn't translate well over to the actual digital game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had to go through many different character sheets to be like, okay, how many of these have I fucked up?
Oh yeah, no, it's worse when you do it with demons in Only War. It's terrifying then. Oh wow, they have an extra 18 more damage than they're supposed to. Holy shit!
Yeah. I mean, so there's one enemy that I added their character sheet, and I was like, hang on a minute, that isn't right. And then I've looked at their skill list, and their skill list added on extra damage, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But then they had all these other skills I haven't seen before because it's Rogue Trader. It's not Dark Heresy or Only War. And I was like, it must have added on a load from them. And it's like, no. They do really weird things. It literally does like 2 less damage than what I thought, and I'm like, oh my god. It's all right. You won't be fighting them for a long time. Yeah, hopefully.
Possibly. You never know. We were always going to storm the fucking pirate base at one point.
Yeah, don't do that.
You said we could at one other time. Hey, come on.
At one point, sure.
They got a buff since then.
Like, the cleavers have given us the advantage. Let's move. Oh no.
Yes, the guys with Stormbolter replacements. Hell yeah. Yeah, let's not do that. I wanted to scout them at the very least, but I think that that's pushing our luck.
By all means, you can. I'll move you over to the back to the Izmirian settlement for now because it's a bit more of an interesting map. What would you like to do with the wounded? Are you going to let them get healed at Izmir, or are you going to provide them with medical assistance at Izmir, or are you going to take them to the Archaeotech facility?
How did anyone actually get critically wounded?
No one's so they're NPCs, so only Anus can actually go into crit. Everyone else, once they get to 0, they die. The ones that have got 6 damage are technically 3/4 of their I think they've only got 9 in total, so they are quite they have only got 9 in total, so they are quite damaged. You can just let them try and recover in Izmir. They'll go to the medical tent.
If I can, I will help, but I will ask first Trey and Heinrich if any of them have medical knowledge.
I sure shit don't. I had people to do that for me back when I had money.
Even though I do have medical knowledge, I am still not used to handling Guella. So
I don't know who Guella is, but we can get you to try at the very least.
So Cray looks upon them and in decides that, you know, let nature take its course for these poor fuckers.
No, come on, we have to fucking help them. Rather than just let all the fucking useful ones die out.
So
Especially
Cray,
ones that were stupid enough to actually follow us into combat.
Cray, will you do as Heinrich kind of prods
Requests.
request to provide some sort of medical aid to the Izmirians, or will you insist that Darwin should? So you're going to help them, just not any supplies. Okay.
Some herbal medicines, maybe.
Okay, that's fair enough. So as
Burns mint leaves and not burns mint leaves, boils some mint leaves and use that to clear the wound or whatever.
okay, so Cray goes off once getting back to the to Izmir. Cray goes off to the warehouse and looks around for any herbal shit that is there. He finds some dirt and leaves and sighs, and I guess he agrees that will do. And he will let me just check to see if there was actually a bonus for the herbal stuff. I think the medieval is basically what it is. The medieval Medicaid kits do give a +10. Let me just have a look. Nope, doesn't remove any negatives. Okay. So he has healing things, poultices and so on and so forth that are very, very primitive. However, they're not in critical, so they don't have any negatives. So Cray just, washes the wounds with clean water from the fountain, and does a medical test for each one. We'll do anus first.
I'll be helping.
Yes.
You won't, because you give minuses, remember?
I technically have a -10 to medicating people.
Yeah, exactly.
My Medicaid is still 60.
Exactly.
My Medicaid is still 63. So
you give Cray's is 91. You'd be taking it down to 81.
Cray's Medicaid is 91.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Huh.
Cray has an intelligence score of like 71. He's a smart boy.
Holy shit!
So, yeah,
I didn't realize you were fucking. Oh my god!
You applied negatives to his. That's what I mean.
You may as well experiment on like one of the ones that's wounded.
I'll still be around because even so, if I can learn while watching, I'll try to.
Sure.
Fucking hell.
So Cray's gonna do 3 tests. He'll let you do 1. Hang on a minute, he failed that one. Well,
it's in the interval again. It's that one that rounds up from like 0.5 for some fucking reason.
The Izmirian,
98. Holy shit.
The Izmirian doesn't quite know that he failed. So, so Anus is fully healed, although he wasn't hurt particularly badly anyway. Cray takes more of an interest in that because it was caused by a warp creature. More fascinating. The other one that's got 6 damage is taken back to healthy. The one that he failed on will be the other one that I'll do it in order. Yeah, might as well. Will be the one that took 6. I know Cray wouldn't re-roll it, so he's just going to have 6 damage still. And he will go over to the medical tent, and I'll roll to see if he survives later on. And then Cooney can experiment on the other one that has 5.
I'll roll with -10.
And it's first aid because this is the first health test, health healing check
Oh,
they've
yeah,
had
so
done.
extended.
Yeah.
Oh, damn!
I succeed.
So yes, this one is healed to. So again, these are only cuts, bruises, and technically it would be burns because they're las guns, but I don't know who was shot and who wasn't. So you're not doing anything with like surgical. This is just it's basic first aid. You're not gonna learn too much about humans. Obviously their blood is a different color. Wounds, I imagine, would be very similar. In you apply pressure, wrap them, clean them. You might be a bit offended by the fact that you're rubbing herbs into the wounds because you're not using.
I wouldn't be offended technically because I haven't what's the name of the town? Emissary of the Greater Good or Envoy of the Greater Good?
Yeah. Again,
So
you go from using medicine, Jim. Like if someone gave me a poultice to fix someone's wound in real life, I'd be offended. I'd be like, "Where's the medical cream? Where's the stitches? Where's the saline?
What do you think
Where's
Kroot use? Hang on, what do you think Kroot use besides fucking eating their wounded?
Well, they would use towel medicine. Like, I would imagine the towel would provide
not always
medical supplies.
The Kroot still use their slug throwers as well, as well as just the Tau pulse weapons and everything else. Like majority of the Tau stuff still use their own things mixed in with Tau technology, unless you're straight up Tau. But if you're an emissary of the Greater Good, like Jim has, it's you've been around some of the other subspecies. So like Kroot, the little microscopic fuckers, the Vespids and stuff like that, all have their own.
It would still be a Tau doing Medicae on a Kroot. So I would imagine the Tau would be using Tau medicine on the Kroot. They wouldn't be taking the Kroot's first aid kit. Like
they probably would have seen like, oh, so the Kroot use this kind of stuff here. So it's basically all you're doing is looking like we would on, oh, it's a primitive community using primitive medicines.
The Kroot have also got their own spheres that go into space. So I'd like...
Yes.
Whereas you're talking about inbreds who are using...
Eat each other.
Oh, yeah. They also
eat each other when they fucking get wounded.
They also evolve from, eating each other, and they reproduce by touching each other on the back. Like, I'm not saying the Kroot are advanced. The Kroot are advanced, but they're not advanced. It's an odd one. This is medieval medicine. Anyone who knows anything about modern medicine, I would think would be a little bit offended by the fact of, yes, take these herbs and rub them in the dirt, or in the wound. And try not to get dirt in there,
My line of thinking is more along the lines that if this is what is culturally done like, I wouldn't be offended because I've been trained not to be offended by stuff like that as an envoy.
I mean, fine, you're not offended. I'd be fucking offended. I was like, okay, I have to take these herbs and spices and rub them into this wound and hope they don't die. Oh yeah, there's another anus here. I don't need 2 anuses. No one needs 2 anuses. Well, Anus is already here, isn't he? He's sat right there. No, he's got the little aura of command around him. Aura. Yeah. I copied him over because we had to heal him, but So okay, most of the wounded have been fixed. One of them is currently in the medical tent, and we'll roll for him later on to see if infection takes him. So Cray does apparently attempt to educate you in the finer uses of human anatomy and healing and herbs and spices. Yeah.
If you use 11 of them in the right formula, you will tastify your little inbreed.
I will appreciate his kindness.
Oh, at least salt. At least salt I could understand, because salt is a sterilizer. So it's like, okay, they're putting salt in a wound. That's got to hurt like fuck, but at least it sterilizes. They're not even using salt here, They're next to a lake, not a sea.
Are there saltwater lakes?
Not that lake, because they're drinking from that lake. That's where they get their water
Oh yeah,
from.
good point.
So, yeah, they don't actually have salt here. They take these herbs, a bit of garlic, a bit of maize, and mix it together and put it in the wound. There we go. Spit on it massively. There we go. That's their medicine. Although you guys do have better medicine because you went to the Archaeotech facility and put plant matter in and it pumped out medicine. So but yeah, as you come back, the wounded obviously are carted off to where they need to go. The Izmirians themselves heard the fighting, heard the cracks of lasgun fire, and as you come back to town, they are all waiting anxiously to see what happened. Have they returned? Who's wounded? Are we victorious? And Anus does, step forwards and give a mighty inbreeded speech. And there's a big cheer throughout the people. And Muttermouth does translate to you, Heinrich. That Anus is basically saying, oh, you probably heard that. Never mind. Ignore the beep. Anus has basically said, with the valiant efforts of our leaders, we have been victorious against the strange, Shadowkin who were acting. They would not hear our pleas for parley and blah blah blah. So the Izmirians seem like they're down for partying. You can already see some general nudity happening and some fornication, mainly around Anus and the other valiant heroes of the defense of Izmir. And the merchant is already handing out, small gourds of alcohol to the warriors who went off and did battle as a well done, you went and fought for us, have some alcohol and celebrate. The merchant does hand all this shit out and then kind of looks over at you guys as if maybe I should have asked first, but yeah, fuck it.
Oh no.
A couple of them do try to trade their cleavers for more alcohol. As he looks over at you, Heinrich, I imagine you give him a nod of no.
No, stupid. No stupid.
The merchant declines, it's like, no, these are your trophies of battle, of victory, and other nonsense to keep.
For fuck's sake. Fucking alcoholics.
The servo spider, of course, removes itself from your shoulder and scurries into the building that it calls home, defending its territory with its plasma pistol. Cooney, your drones report that they have lost another 5% power.
Sorry, I forgot to say this, but as soon as we reach the town, I will deactivate them and put them back onto the car.
Sure.
To conserve power.
One of the drones does inform you before it powers down that its weapon has jammed. It can unjam, but now it has infinite time to do it. It can unjam its weapon. It will lose a small amount of power in the cycling process, but it will not lose any of its ammo usage. Again, in Rogue Trader, like a lot of the games, the ammo gets expended, ejected. It's not going to lose any ammo, but it will lose a little bit of power as it goes through the cycling process of the mechanic, using up power to clear the chamber and to, unjam itself.
Is there any way for me to optimize how much it's losing so it's not losing as much?
But would you be able to do it yourself?
Technically, when it powers off, you could do it yourself. So you're then going onto the weapon itself. Like as you unjam it, you'll notice that the pellets that are the ammo source one of them comes flying out, and you can then just reload that into the magazine.
I think aren't they like strictly energy weapons? I don't think
No,
I don't think
no,
No.
they are actually a
Plus-
solid projectile weapon that uses energy to.
The pulse rifle has basically 2 ammo things. The one that keep reloading is the power clip, but the gun itself has another slot for basically a disc that gets melted down as it's being
Yeah.
fired.
Oh, okay.
So
If you
I didn't
think,
understand that.
if you think of how in the Expanse, their plasma reactors have a solid fuel source, that's kind of how I imagine it. It's a solid fuel source that gets turned into plasma, and then the battery uses magnets to propel the solid plasma slug out of the muzzle of the weapon. By the time it reaches the end of the weapon, it is pure plasma energy that is flying out at the enemy. Just a little solid chunk inside of, solid projectile. That's how it's described in the lore of it in the book. It is an energy. It is classed as an energy weapon though, so it's. Yeah. But yeah, it would only use up energy because it's cycling. But you can do that manually if you would like. Yes.
I would.
I think it's going to be smarter for you in the long run to do it that way.
Yep, I would do that.
So your
That's kind of cool.
Tau
It is.
drones, yes. So your Tau drones have only used up 4 shots each. They still have 20 in the clip, but they are down. Look, you left them on for a very long time when you first got here, so they are down to 1/4 of their energy.
Gray does ask for a very pertinent question there in the can he make an adapter? Can he make that weird fucking clover adapter so it fits in a Tau tech?
So
I would love it if he could, and I would help him.
the thing is with that, so the more I've read into it, the more it says that Imperial technology and Tau technology are inexplicably will not work together. There is no way the two will function together. However, you can dedicate a long period of time into testing, research, and okay, so Tau batteries are on this ampage, this wattage. Okay, Imperials is at this ampage, this wattage. But you need to investigate that. Now, the Tau are not going to use amps and watts the same as Imperial do. So Cooney's going to say they're ekmuk and guglak, and you're going to go, well, what the fuck is that? How am I meant to calculate that
Klingon?
into... Yeah, okay, look, I don't know how the Tau speak, right? Let's just go with Klingon. You're going to have to research it and actually test, okay, right, I'm going to have to grab hold of this battery and put an electrical charge from a Tau battery into me so I can go, okay, I've been electrocuted. I now know that this is 14 amps. This is 140 watts. You're going to have to, you're going to have to do experimentation and adaptation, all heretical things for you, Cray, to be able to build an adapter to go, okay, so this is actually the watts and amps. And then Cooney's not going to know what watts and amps are. Because Cooney's they have their own language for what watts, it's going to be a longer process than what you're going to think it would take. And you are
apparently Albie is more than happy to start the experiment.
and you are going to have to destroy some Tau equipment as well as destroy some Imperial equipment, because you need batteries to test and to release all of that charge to find out, okay, I've got to electrocute myself here to find out. Because again, Cray, you only have yourself as a testing. Like, you don't actually have an amp meter and a watt meter to learn these things,
I don't know if we have enough Tau kit. We may have to go back to the ship.
Let me check on my
You
gear.
didn't acquire one from the Tau ship. No.
We don't have one from the township.
No.
We need to go
You
back there
have
eventually.
Tau weaponry and equipment, so it is possible for you to take apart a Tau battery and, like I said, do it the
old-fashioned way.
year.
I have a control of the 2 drones. I do have some ammo packs, but I would prefer not to use those just yet.
The power cartridge is actually charged via the armor system? Oh!
Yeah, by motion. But
Okay, so it's mainly just the little ferrite slugs that you need to be more replacing than the actual battery packs then. Okay. Or
No,
power packs.
for the drones and the batteries, they're charged by.
No. It's Jim sent me some of the stuff for like Thai weaponry. So
okay.
one of the things is like the actual power packs themselves, how they operate, is they actually charge off the armor power cell when they're not in use. But the drum mag thing that uses that's the actual projectile. Is the
solid solid ammo source, yeah. But again, Cooney's armor can only hold so much charge, just like power armor. You know, if any of you had power armor, except from Cray, you'd be fucked because you'd need him to charge up the battery every 3 hours.
We need to fix and improve kinetic charging systems. Okay, we need one of those dynamo fucking flashlights, which got destroyed, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I didn't actually take it from unit before they departed, so...
There are a number of items within the game that could be, cannibalized to improve charging. Yes, this is true. But you do need to acquire some goods and experiment and
God. And yeah, Craig, the drones aren't at risk of becoming dead weight yet. We will have to find some other bits of equipment from the tower ship to be able to experiment on it more reliably.
Essentially, the drones have 2 days, full days operating use left in them. Because Cooney was here for was it a week? I think it was 4 days, at least, when they were just active. Same with Cooney's armor. Cooney's armor is going to run out of battery, and her internal system that keeps her cool and environmentally, sorts the air out and everything, is going to run out at one point. Because again, you need to charge this shit up. Like I said, it's the same with power armor. You need a battery pack to charge it up. It's only Adeptus Mechanicus members who internally have a power generator that works off of their bioelectrical systems that are able to keep things running. Even Space Marines only have like a 3-day power pack? And then they have to go and get a new...
It's much more long-lived than that.
Is it? I'm pretty sure in the...
they can be a campaign for fucking ages.
No, it's not. It genuinely isn't that long. Because in the books where the traitors got rid of the loyalists, after 3 days of fighting, their power armor is becoming dead weight because their power packs have ran out of power. They legitimately need to have either spare batteries or spare power packs to insert, or they have to have an Adeptus Mechanicus there to charge the generators. It's not... Again, some of the books make out as if they last for decades. They really don't. And again, in the book specifically,
it's another case of fucking too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yes, each author. In the book specifically, light power armor has a 3-hour battery life. If you get best quality, it goes up to, I think it's 24 hours. And then the batteries have to be replaced, or a new fuel source has to be added. it's power armor is actually a deficit if you do not have the facilities to keep them. You're gonna find this out later on. Power armor is amazing as long as you've actually got the power supplies to keep them active. But is there anything you guys want to do? Because it's I'm gonna say it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon by this point.
They're already drinking.
Yeah, the Ismirians, who, at least the ones who went out and fought, are drinking. Some of the others are trying to drink, but they now have duties to perform. But some of them do. Fornication has also started in some areas, but that's kind of normal.
Course.
But you guys do have time to do shit if you'd like to crack on and do something.
Jim has a phone call.
Cooney goes and cleans out her helmet with fresh water. There you go.
That makes sense. I would try and take some of the ones that weren't there in the fight to try and help move the bodies of the dead, because if I recall correctly, having dead bodies around here is not good with the local wildlife.
Ah, you remembered. Okay. So what would
especially because they're so fucking close to base.
What would you like to do with the bodies? Are you just moving them further away?
Could burn them. Especially if they have like some form of fucking plague in it with that fucking nurgling. So I think that might be the way to go. I think I take some of the laborers out, get them to pile up the bodies on top of the dead captain and set the whole thing alight. Actually, maybe move them further. Maybe use the cart to move them further away.
Sure, you can do that. You can take some extra strength alcohol, which was being produced basically for medical use. And you can take the bodies further away, a quick douse, and set them ablaze. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
There is going to be a lot of black smoke that goes up into the air. But apart from that,
this is why I think I'm moving them fairly far away. I don't want to move them they're not within like a fucking kilometer of the village or whatever.
Okay.
So that's why I take the cart maybe with the laborers instead of the herd beast, so it doesn't get fucking antsy on us.
So you want to move them at least a square or so.
Yeah.
Away.
Like. Yeah. Even the old ruins, possibly. Somewhere out of the way, just get rid of them, burn them, so they're further away from the actual settlement itself, and at least buy us a little bit more time.
Sure, yeah, you can do that by all means. I was actually going to, if no one had said that, I was going to have the creatures appear, but
the fucking corpse taker thing.
Yeah. We were going to have some creatures appear. Also, just so that when Cray does appear again, that is the coordinates that he was given by the grapple hawk.
Where? Oh, the green axe?
Yeah.
Ooh. Hang on. Where is it? I
believe you can move 6.
Oh my
god. You can make it smaller if you'd like. You should be able to control it.
Is it the cart? Is it? Ah, yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. Fuck. I can't do it, fortunately. I was gonna move the big titty sororitas over on it. No, that's party supplies. Okay.
YouTube won't be angry with me with it. No, there's no nipple showing, so it should be fine.
It's just good old Yeti.
No, because it's
I don't think it's actually been doing it in a while.
Because it's not a token. It's a
Yeah.
thingy-badoober.
Is it Drunken Yeti? What the fuck is it?
I think it's the same if I move the party supplies. It's just going to open up the Those of you in chat who read that, that's the party's plans and goals.
Yep.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's it.
Hang on a minute. Why is there?
Haven't found the cat girls yet. We will, but we haven't found them yet. Well, we found fox girls, I think.
No. There is a cat. The Harmony.
Oh
and
yeah.
They are technically.
Yeah, but they're also psychers.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
To be a fox furries, yes. We have 2 fox furries following us around all the fucking time.
Hey, look, they're male. They're male at the very least. There are females, but they're, kept safe away from you degenerate humans.
We met his wife.
You did.
Not that fucking safe, then.
Yeah, you met her, but she's kept away from you lot. Buttermouth's like, I'm not letting my wife stay with you lot. Who knows what you'll do when I die?
When I die.
Death is
Yeah, actually growing
inevitable.
up in this world, that's probably a high yeah. Potts Outpost? Hang on, what was Potts Outpost?
POTS, which is the so that's the Archaeotech facility.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So it's an anagram for is it? Yeah. Hang on. So it is the because the facilities here are the UFOP facilities, which is the experimental medical genetic augmentation research facility. No, that's not. I mean, that's the one that you've found.
Yeah.
It's the Gaelic gods of the hunt. Yada yada yada. Remains of a mystical deity.
What?
So the world is named after a Gaelic god of the hunt.
Oh yeah, Cernus.
Yeah.
Cernus.
And the Potts Outpost. Did you guys write that or did I write that? I can't remember.
I have no idea. I didn't write it anyway.
It's not Ismin. What's that?
It's all good. It's all right.
It's an anagram for something or other. I can't quite. Hang on a minute. Yeah. So it's. So I believe it's meant to be where so it should be down here.
It's probably just
But then you can't actually see it, so I think I moved it up so you could actually see that it's.
Oh, okay.
That it's it is meant to be this thing here. Whatever reason.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Jim is back. Jim, I left to go burn bodies.
Yeah.
That is good. That will prevent the weird blood drinking things that squeeze the bones.
Yes, that is exactly what we were trying to avoid. Big fucking corpse creature.
Isn't that what we usually do?
No, there's been more than a few times where we just left the bodies.
Ah.
I believe
Yeah.
it's the Wandering Parasite. I
Yeah.
believe that's the one. The Wandering Parasite.
Can I repeat? We're trying to avoid the big wandering parasite thing because it gets attracted to bodies. The big fucking corpse grabber thing that looks like a mound of bodies built together. Bring up the data map. You have it in your head.
Actually, it might be this one, the Venomous Terror.
Wait.
Yeah, that is
that
it's the Venomous Terror, the one that shit. It's like an earthworm that shits out.
Oh yeah. There's another one. There's a big fuck off one.
Yeah, that's the Wandering
but,
Parasite. That uses bodies
those are
to control. There you go, the Wandering Parasite.
I don't think we fought those yet. We just saw them at a distance.
No,
right?
you've seen them. You haven't fought any of them, I don't think, at the moment. Like there was
I
some.
think we fought a Venomous Terror.
There was one at the Archaeotech facility because you left some dead bodies out there. That might have been the Venomous Terror that appeared, but I didn't think you fought them. I thought they ate the bodies, shat out the remains, and then
I don't believe we fought them actually.
No, we fought the Venomous Terror. We did it with Hunting Party.
Oh, is this when we fought the other the tiger thingies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be these
right?
ones, the Sand Tigers.
Was it?
Weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the thing you fought with the Ismerians when they fell down the hole.
Oh,
and you got the skeleton from it.
The fucking Venomous Terrors arrived after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Venomous Terrors are like the earthworms. They recycle and then shit out nutrients for the land really quickly.
Nice.
They're just freaky as shit too.
That too.
Yeah. And you still haven't seen. There's still a lot more shit you haven't seen.
Yep. I mean, we've seen some. Well, not Kuni because she didn't get to see the ad, but we did see a bunch, didn't we? Yeah, the planet ad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Come on down to Cherners. We got a big fucking scary things to shoot. Get a hoverboard and shoot a monster. Hell yeah, be a hero.
Pretty much. Kind of, yeah. So, come here, do hunting, be a a hero.
If we find the planetary controls, we can turn this place into a winter wonderland.
You could. Chances of you taking control of that place immediately is questionable, but yeah, you could.
There's another thing for down the road. We get a catgirl harem, we have an organ farm, and we create Santa's fucking grotto on Cherners.
So Cooney, essentially, you were taking clean water from the well and then going to the warehouse and cleaning out your helmet. Prey was in his little workshop area, questioning, his life choices as he begins to fall to heresy. Must experiment, adaptation, heresy, glorious. By the time Heinrich comes back with the laborers, a good few hours, a good 2 hours maybe has passed. So you've gone from like 3 to 5. You still have some time if you wanted to do anything in Izmir itself, or if you guys wanted to actually discuss what your next plan is going to be, or chat. Otherwise, time for food, fornication, and well, maybe not fornication for you lot, but for Izmirians, it's fucking time.
God damn it. Fucking hell. Was there anything we could with the gear and shit we got recently? Is there?
I don't remember what type of armor I had, but if it was the one with power in it, I'll just power it off. I don't think it is the one with power.
Yeah, all of Tau Fire Warrior armor is environmentally sealed and environmentally controlled. So they all have power because you have aircon in them. And they all charge up the black light filters when you have those attachments on it. That's how it's powered through your suit. So your suit is, has been powered for the last week and 2 weeks because you spent time,
I'll just
We get a bit.
because you spent a
I'll just
week
power it
just
down.
chilling out,
I'll just power it down and then spend my time cleaning it. Because I did vomit and shit would.
You vomit
wouldn't
out shit? What the fuck?
It wouldn't feel. I vomited and that shit wouldn't just fill my helmet because the helmet would be connected and stuff. So I'll just spend my time cleaning inside the warehouse.
And you do realize you have multiple suits of armor, right? Like, do I need to remind you of these things?
No, I do remember that. But
So you have
conserving
multiple
energy
batteries.
wise.
You take one
Yeah, but
battery from one suit and you put it into the other suit. It's like,
But conserving energy is still required until we have a reliable way to recharge, because that's finite still.
True. Ooh. No. Hang on. Damn it, somebody came to mind there and I completely forgot about it. Oh yeah. Hang on. Did Cray destroy the crystal in the field?
yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. What else was there? I'll give the little hand vox over to Cray, see what he can do with it. I'm going to make sure the las guns and stuff are secured in some form of armory. But the best place for that. And the lock doesn't work in the workshop anymore because we had to break it to get in.
So probably the most secure building at the moment is the warehouse where you're staying, Heinrich.
Yeah, actually there's a lock in there. So yeah, I'll
and the
move him in
Izmirians
there.
know you pretty much live there. So, again, the elders' old house is also open at the moment. It's protected by the spider skull. So
yeah. So yeah, I think I'll lock it in the office of the warehouse for now. Like I'll take the las pistols or las carbines, move them into the office and lock them up for now. Just make sure that they're not just going to be used willy nilly. The hand cannon. Do any of you want a hand cannon?
It's probably a better idea if all of you get equipped with those first. So it'd be either you or Crane to get the hand cannon.
I will posit this, Cooney, I don't think you can use the hand cannon. Like, I don't know if you have the weapon training to use it, is what I should say.
Yeah, well,
I don't even know.
That,
but... do I?
Even if I could.
I do. I know. Hang on. I was able to use pistols and melee weapons from the start. I haven't been able to use rifle type weapons until last session.
Yeah, that sounds like Rogue Trader.
Yeah. If Cray wants to take it, yeah, I'll let him take the hand cannon. I still have my shotgun and everything else for now, and I might see. Would you be able to make one of those las carbines into more of a pistol, like an actual fucking pistol, rather than just a carbine?
It is a pistol. It is classed as a pistol. It has just not been compacted. So if you did the weapon modification compact on it, it would be a very large las pistol. Whereas right now it is a massive las pistol. It's a hilariously large las pistol.
It's an AR pistol, quote unquote pistol.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So it functions, if you can only use pistols, it functions as a pistol. But it is just hilariously large. And, you know. Yeah. But
It's literally like this. That is by definition a pistol. Well, legally, it's pistol.
Which is it's fucking weird, but you know.
So if you had Cray do what he did to the other las guns, where he fixed them, he could then fix the las gun pistol, giving it its maximum range again, and then compact it, because you don't need any componentry to compact a weapon. You just need to squash everything together and cut things down.
Parts, but that's about
it. Yeah, you could then give it, because at the moment it's only got 20 meters range. It's very short range for what a las pistol's range should be. Whereas Cray's las gun, because he fixed it, it's got its standard las gun range. So you could have a las pistol with a much longer range than what these ones have. Because his las gun has 100 meters range. Compact halves that, so it'd be 50 meters. At the moment, if you compact it, it goes down to 10. Which is pathetic. So Cray obviously does have the technology and the ability to fix the las guns, but it's the same as last time. It's three las guns to fix one, to make one perfect again. And his tech use changes that to make it better. So if he rolls really, really well, he might get 2 las guns for every 3 that are used, rather than 3 for every 1. So Cray, you may want to at one point make that a note for something for you to do to work on the las gun pistols to make them more optimal for you guys to use. But hopefully in the next episode, everyone will be on their Christmas breaks. But you will be around to do the roles yourself. What is the time? We're at 9 o'clock, so if we can eke it out for a bit further. The problem is, currently we have a Cray who is here in spirit but not body. And then we have a Geddy who's away at the moment, and we have a Jim who's muted at the moment. So kind of only leaves me to keep chat entertained, and you know, I can't read through the 2 messages over and over again.
I mean, there's not much for us to do either without the rest of the dudes.
Geddy's pooping. It's fine. So, on another note, thank you all for watching, commenting, and liking. We didn't have as many viewers as the last time. We're still on a second record high of 11 views. Maybe this is probably a record high of like 2 comments that I actually noticed. Unlike normal, when I don't actually notice. You know, I need to keep an eye out for sexy time bots in case they appear again. And then next time, Craig can inform the group, possibly, about the old location that he has been given. Don't know why. Units. I still have Unit's character and his things there because I don't delete stuff. For some reason, there's another character sheet under his one, and I don't understand why there's another character sheet. I'm going to delete it, but it is empty. Delete. Yes, delete that character.
Could it be a backup character you made at some point?
No, it's an empty character sheet. There was nothing written on it.
No, but, you know, a backup sheet.
No, because I would have had to give it to him, and I don't give people backup character sheets. No, and there was no discussion about him having a new character. It was just goodbye.
Fair enough.
You've angered the mini Hitler. You are gone. You have been rejected. But happens from time to time. We've had a few people leave us in these times.
Dude, we did.
Yeah, we've had a few people leave. We've had a few people who rejected. I have spent way too much
Rejected
time
the
on
good word of the Lord.
well, it's better than what I use in D&D, the broken characters.
What?
Oh, it was a halfling that was broken, and I tried to bring the broken one with us.
'Cause I'm broken.
Well,
Come on,
our
guys.
GM decided that he liked the idea of goblins being like Goblin Slayer. So, we found a halfling woman in a goblin camp. You can fill in what happened to her. But yeah, she's broken. And I wanted her as a cook. I failed my rolls. So I didn't get the
I'm glad you said
halfling.
cooking instead of concubine. She had enough of that.
Yeah.
First of all, harsh. Second of all, kind of true.
Especially if you know my character and how monstrous he is. It's like, no, I don't think she wants to be concubine with him. Too many memories of the goblins,
That was the episode I killed a bunch of babies. It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Damn, the goblin was big.
We had an argument about, if it was right to kill goblin babies. Jim were on the very strong decision of, yes, it was.
Yes.
Hang on, are you the good guys? You killed the babies. It's like, yeah. Yes and yes.
The baby goblin was fine.
And then I kind of...
Goblins are people.
While everybody was discussing the moral implications, I was, just stabbing.
Euthanizing. That's the correct word.
Stabbing.
Oh, God
Euthanasia
almighty.
via stabbing. Yes. So, unless does Heinrich wish to do anything with the rest of his evening, or we ending the episode there?
I'm gonna drop the plans of actually making some of these fucking blood skinners into actual militia members, proper militia members.
Sure. If you dedicate months to their training, they do get stat increases. But obviously, it does take months because otherwise it'd be a broken system.
No,
so,
it'd be like looking at the the tattered rag uniforms we have, making sure there's no identifiable markers of the shadow kin in it, and try and make it a bit more Izmirian. Maybe add a bit of their cloth they've made or something like that to it.
Sure, they have lots of furs and leather and things like that you can add onto it to patch in and to improve. Sure. So, as our party gather up, they acquire their meal for the day, which is provided by the Izmirians. Meat supplies are getting a little bit low in Izmir. So you'd notice that a lot more of your food today consists of, some meat, but more of the local vegetables that they grow, which, aren't amazing. But they are, getting better with watering the plants and growing the veg, kind of. They don't have to walk as far to get water now, so, a bit easier for them. The group have their meal. They sit around with the Izmirians long enough for, the drinking and fornication to just about start in its, entirety. There was some fornication going on beforehand, but that was more out of sight, out of mind. As it really begins to settle in rampantly like rabbits, the group go their separate ways to their separate buildings and, begin their separate projects. imagine actually we'll move Cray over to the workshop rather than the utility room. Oh, sorry, him being in the utility room. Cray's new home is in the workshop. There we go. And as the sounds
Get in the cupboard. Get in the cupboard.
as the sounds of the pleasurable enterprises that the Izmirians are getting up to starts to permeate into the night, our group, in fact, why not Muttermouth and Tom, they're not going to get involved. They're taking up residence in the former elders hut. No, in the former elders hut. We end our episode off there, and we look forward to the next episode where hopefully Cray will do some work on some las guns. Heinrich will do some tailoring, I guess. Cooney will carry on being Cooney, and we will see you all in that next episode. So hopefully you've enjoyed and are looking forward to future episodes to come. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, and all that good stuff. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.